I fervently hope that MTE is not just about competing and winning awards. Most importantly, it has to be about cultivating an innovative mindset within the society, bringing entrepreneurs as well as scientific and technology tech communities together to find common ground by collaborating and working towards bringing better technology solutions, innovative products to the world.
I hope that this 3-day event will provide substantial opportunities for participants from multifarious backgrounds to not only display their innovations and inventions, but also to seize the opportunity to interact, discuss, and exchange ideas on the latest techniques and technology that will eventually benefit all, inshallah.
MTE provides a conducive platform for innovators to promote their invention through various innovative approaches, as well as to expand. So this exhibition also allows them to find potential investors or customers to help in marketing and commercializing their invention products in the market.
We need to continuously inspire, ignite and innovate our youth to make sure that they will become prosumer.
We want to thank our partners, Proton Group and team, with over 20 years experience in organizing such an event for making this possible.
We came from Poland,
Vietnam, country Croatia,
Iran, Taiwan,
Bali, Indonesia.
So far it's been extremely interesting to see a broad range of technical and scientific endeavours.
We made a lot of contacts regarding next step with university community and with real sector community.
We are very glad we are here and for this great exhibition.
Very high performance, and that we show what the technology we have.
It is indeed my privilege to welcome all participants to the Malaysia Technology Expo 2020 Special Edition the Covid-19 International Innovation Awards. Thank you for joining us, especially all the international participants.
Saya bagi pihak NADMA Malaysia mengucapkan terima kasih
syabas kepada MTE 2020 Covid-19.
It is my pleasure to join you today at the Malaysia Technology Expo MTE 2020 Special Edition COVID-19 International Innovation Awards ceremony to recognize and celebrate the hard work of those among us who constantly push the boundaries of innovation. I would like to congratulate all the winners as well as your team members who have been supporting you throughout your journey.
MTE 2021 Virtual Edition will be the catalyst in encouraging innovators and inventors to share and inculcate innovativeness and sustainability in their research. Innovation is not just about making new and better products. It encompasses all aspects of ideas, processes, systems, services, methods, and models.
As large gatherings are no longer encouraged, I'm happy to see that MTE has gone virtual. This will allow more innovators and to promote their innovation and share their ideas with the world.
We look forward to university putting a strong efforts to forge strategic collaboration with industry to generate new sizes, innovations, and commercial entities.
There may come a day in the near future when we have overcome this crisis, but our innovations may be able to assist another country in their fight against the pandemic.
To lift student engagement and attainment in innovation and to support teachers and improve student outcome, innovation and technopreneur mind.
Involving youth at an earlier stage is important, especially as Malaysia is slowly but surely becoming a greying nation. Innovation alone is not sufficient. We must also create an infrastructure for incubation of ideas and transform them into successful ventures.
Enhancing not only in the design but also the delivery of public goods and services for the people. Innovation in government is imperative not only to transform but also to stay ahead of change.
The quick responses to protect the citizens from COVID-19 shows the unity of the nation. Know that your contribution is critical to the transformation of our country.
I'm fully confident that this year's MTE IIA, albeit on a new normal platform and approach, has achieved its desired impacts.
It has been nurturing the innovation culture among scientists, researchers, students and startup founders in order for them to transform their ideas into business ventures.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next lined up program is a knowledge sharing session. Please enjoy.
Okay, good morning or good afternoon. Very good wishes from me. And I am talking here as the council member of the Malaysian Society of Parasitology and Tropical Medicine. And I'm also a lecturer at the Faculty of Pharmacy at UITM Selangor Punchala. And I'm going to talk to you today on animal to human transmission of COVID-19. There are a lot of talk, and people have been listening to many videos, many conferences, many YouTubes, and lots of messages. There are some people who are confused, and some they're not confused. And this is to address the younger generation or even the adult generation. Let's talk about on the epidemiology of the emerging zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases means diseases from animal to human. At the same time, we have other reverse zoonosis that's known as from animal to human. And these type of zoonotic diseases are very important, and more than 72% of zoonotic diseases are from animal or animal origin. So when you look at the epidemiology, the human impact on environment is the one that drives into the emerging diseases and the increase in the rate of the pandemic of any disease or diseases. Why is that? Because we are including into the wildlife area, where the area. They see during this period, we can see a lot of wild animals are coming out from the forest to the human habitat. A very typical example, the one we've been seeing in China, where we have been reading where the elephants, herd of elephants has come up and going all from the forest, and people are feeding and they're doing well. And this is also being in the papers, newspapers, as well as in media. So when we include into the wildlife area, we destroy our relationship with nature. That's a problem. When we destroy the relationship, then we have about 31% of all the emerging diseases originating from the process of land use. And the ecosystem then becomes at the risk. So here the animal must spread the virus faster than they are being stressed. So normally, like the diseases, zoonotic diseases, we have parasitic diseases, we have protozoa diseases. Among the parasitic diseases, we have the skin disease, then we have the blood parasites, endoparasites. Then we have the bacterial parasites. And then the last, we have the viral parasite. The virus is not a parasite. The virus itself is very difficult. And whereas like bacteria can be easily be cured, and again other parasitic diseases can easily be tackled. When it comes to virus, then we have to have vaccines. So we estimate about 5 new diseases that are affecting people every year. New diseases are coming in, emerging. Now let us look at the zoonotic diseases of viral origin in Malaysia way back from 1997 to date. That is supposed to be 2020 or 2019. That's where the COVID started. Here I've given you the list of those diseases. The antivirus 71, you see, came in 1997, 2000, 2003. And then we have chikungunya, Nipah virus, 1998. Rabies is also a re-emerging problem, where enterovirus re-emerging. Then the other viruses are listed. The other one is the avian influenza, 204, 2017, 2018 re-emerging. And then the Merck's COVID virus, 2014 and 2017 re-emerging. And now we have the SARS-CoV-2 in this from 2019. An estimated of new 5 diseases are emerging every year, which I said earlier. Now, when we talk about COVID in animals, we have these coronavirus already existing or behaving with this species of animals, particularly the wild animals, the mink, the ferret, then the what we call as the pumas. These are the pumas, the snow leopards, African lions, Malayan tiger, and gorilla. But in case of dogs and cats, are these diseases have been spread from COVID patient to cats and dogs, the companion animals. Now, experimental research shows that these mammals which I've spoken to you earlier, also including the fruit bats, rabbits, raccoons, tree shoots, and all other things I've listed here, can be used as experimental animals. But at this time, there is no evidence that animals plays a significant role in the spreading of SARS-CoV-2 to people. There is no evidence at all. But there are a lot of speculations and people are a bit frightened. Based on the available information, the risk of animal spreading of COVID-19 to people is considered to be very low. So there's nothing much y'all can worry about it. Now, we have seen COVID. They have COVID in the Malayan pangolin. These are the Sunda pangolins. These critically endangered wild pangolins. And this has been tested out in some of the institutions of higher learning in Malaysia, particularly in Terengganu, and they were all negative. So they pose no threat to human health. And there are some reports that the possibility of this animal be carrying the virus. This is the pangolin or the anita, and they shed this virus under stress. And this is a newspaper cutting where it says the wild pangolin tested negative for COVID-19. So this is something I want to tell you. And the other thing that COVID, human, animal to human transmission is known as zoonosis. The other one, human to animal, is known as reverse zoonosis transmission. So here you can have a look at these life cycle or this diagram. The bat was the source of the COVID CO2, and ferrets are also there and other animals. So from here, the virus goes into other animals, like we call it as intimate host, like the pangolin or the snakes, and they are the intermediate host. Now from this intermediate host, it gets transmitted into the human. So this is transmission, and there's also direct transmission from the bats. Okay, and when doing this transmission, here the human has been affected, and from human who have been affected or patient with severe COVID or carrying these viruses or asymptomatically or the known as carriers, they can have the human to human transmission by first they go to the cats and the ferrets, the animal host mammals, and from here it can go back to another human being. Also, we can transmit to dogs and dog back from dogs to human. And similarly, also in wild animals, we have seen that other wild animals reported cases in America in the Bronx Zoo, then in India, particularly the Nehru Zoological Park, as well as the Vandaru Zoo in Madras. They have identified this COVID in zoo animals. Now, these COVID virus or the coronavirus transmission to pigs, chicken, and ducks has not been stated, or is not being established. Here there's a poor replication of the SARS-CoV-2 in pigs, chicken, and ducks. I hope you could understand this life cycle, or I won't say life cycle, the mode of transmission. Now, human transmission, that is the zoonosis, this is from the bats. Okay, and here it gets transmitted. This is a natural host, and these are the possible intermediate hosts. It can be, as I told you, pangolin, can be phenolians, reptiles, ferrets, mink, as well as also civet cat or ferrets. There can be a transmission that's going on from here to the other domestic animals, particularly pigs, dogs, cattle, and then cats. So from these wild animals and from these domestic animals, you will see them, the SARS-CoV-2 get transmitted to the human. And this SARS-CoV-2, we call it as a COVID-19 now, which is taken the name as COVID-19. It goes to human, and the cycle is a human transmission. So what happens in breed? There is a natural host, then they will identify a possible intermediate host, and then the human, and then the human transmission occurs. Let's talk about pets and COVID-19. A small number of pets worldwide, including cats and dogs, has been reported getting the infection. And this is after close contact with people or patients of COVID-19. So based on the recent information today, the risk of these animals spreading back COVID to human is considered to be very low, very low, and I would say negligible. The virus spreads from people or from human to animal in direct, mostly due close contact. So if a person inside the household becomes sick, then the person is sick, you should isolate the person from elsewhere, including the pets. You should not be handling the pets. So that's very important. So here some of the slides are shown how to isolate, and then but before I could talk about this corona, I'd like to say something about coronavirus. They exist in dogs, exist in some of the animals, and these are entirely different type of coronavirus that is not spread to human. So what I'm trying to say here is they are very host specific, and one should not be worried, and then no one should what you call abandon the pets, particularly dogs and cats. So COVID infection in pets, normally pets infected this virus, they may or may not get sick. They can be a carrier or can be an asymptomatic symptom. Usually they have mild symptoms and they can be taken care of it, and you can always talk to your veterinarian, and then the veterinarian can advise you in terms of housing the animal away from the COVID patients. Now, some of the cases that we have read up in the papers and periodically have known, like 2 dogs in Hong Kong, the 17-year-old Pomeranian, and then the German Shepherd, there was a short symptom. So in the US, we have 2 cats from New York, the transmission from cat to cat and then to human. At this material time, there is no evidence to suggest that pets, livestock, or wild animal may be a source of COVID, particularly in Malaysia and also elsewhere in the world.
Hello, very warm greetings from the Kingdom of Bhutan. I am Sangeet Chetup. On this very special day, I would like to wish a very happy 20th anniversary of MTE 2021. I look forward to work and learn a lot from you all in the near future. Once again, happy anniversary.
Hello everybody. Hello to the hardworking Pro-Tem team. On behalf of Persatuan Guru STEM Malaysia, congratulations and best wishes for a successful 20th anniversary. I thank you Pro-Tem for using the Malaysian Technology Expo or MTE platforms to provide opportunities for STEM teachers to exchange ideas on STEM training.
Now, can human transmit COVID-19 to pets? Yes. There are isolated reports of human transmission of the SARS-CoV virus to the pets, but no reports of these pets becoming ill with COVID symptoms. So coronavirus cases which occurs in animals and human are different, which I emphasized earlier. So there are no crossover between the dogs and the cat. The canine parvovirus is not the same strain that occurs in people. So the other thing in the terms of virology or virus, where it is the strains are very much important. Let us talk about some of those cases that have been confirmed in among or in zoo animals. We go first to the United States. In San Diego Safari Park, there were 8 gorillas being infected from COVID. This is because from the keepers. And earlier we had in the Bronx Zoo 1 Malayan tiger. So now zoo officials suspect that gorilla got infected by an asymptomatic zookeeper who was tested positive for the virus. So here it is the reverse osmosis that's taking place. This is a gorilla and this is the Malayan tiger pictures you can see here. Now, the 8 lions in the Indian zoos were tested for COVID-19. 8 Asiatic lion. This Asiatic lion is the Gir lion of India, only found in Gir forest. Lions, we have only got 2 types of lion. One is the Gir lion from the Gir forest, or the Indian lion or the Asiatic lion, and the other one is the African lion, which have contracted coronavirus. The environmental ministry says that there is no factual evidence that animal can transmit the disease to human any further. So further, the analysis of the samples has revealed that the infection was not caused by any variant of the variant concern. This is the Nehru Zoological Park. You know, it's been closed. And then these are the tigers. These are the Asiatic lions in the park there. What are the test kits for animals? There's no specific test kit, but however, there are test kits that people are using it in the United States as well as in Russia. Human test kits used in dogs in Africa, Nigeria shows positive results. Canine and feline coronavirus PCR COVID-19 feline domestic cat study is going on with UPM and with the Ministry of Health. So what happened, there is a group of researchers, particularly epidemiologists, immunologists, and virologists, are looking at the pets, particularly cats, that they're coming to the UPM hospital, or patients with COVID who are having cats. They're trying to screen this cat and to see whether they have any COVID virus. But this is only a study that's going on, so nothing is concrete. So you should not be worried and get worried and abandon your pets, particularly your cats and dogs. So it's much more safer to keep them. So today we must thank that this has not gone into the animal where there is another reverse zoonosis that will take place. Now a little bit of caution in animals using face masks and latex gloves. So it's a worldwide, wildlife is suffering due to the waste generated by the pandemic. And we have reports of apes chewing face masks, birds, marine animals get caught in the latex gloves, and face masks are also discovered in pangolins' stomach. So this is where one should be very cautious in disposing them. COVID vaccines for animals. So the veterinary pharmaceutical company known as Zoetis is one of the biggest company in America. They began to develop COVID-19 vaccines for dogs and cats. So in February, beginning in 2002 last year, 3 orangutans, 5 bonobos at the San Diego Zoo have received 2 doses of this experimental vaccine. Russia has now registered the world's first corona vaccine for dogs, cats, mink, fox, and other animals. So my advice is that we should not burden our animals with more vaccine as it is. All of the animals, particularly the dogs and cats, get their regular vaccination against feline distemper, canine distemper, Vaccines they come 5 in 1, 6 in 1, meaning against protecting against 4 or 5 diseases like feline neutropenia, chlamydia, coronavirus, and others. So the so-called as Covivax-COVID is the vaccine that was developed by the Federal Service of for the veterinary and the phytosanitary civilian. That means this vaccine has been developed, and in Russia they're vaccinating it, and I do not know what amount of fear that will develop among the so-called what do you call animal pet owners. The current vaccination program in dogs, as I told you earlier, dogs are being vaccinated against canine distemper, canine parvovirus, canine hepatitis, canine parainfluenza, leptospirosis, and rabies. So these distemper, parvo, hepatitis, parainfluenza, and leptospirosis are the core vaccine. For rabies, is considered as a secondary vaccine depending on the area where you are living, whether you're living in Sarawak or whether you're living in the northern part of Peninsula Malaysia, border towards Kelantan, border to South Thailand, near Perlis, Kedah, as well as Kelantan, near the border. In cats, we have herpes virus, calcivirus, then parvovirus, then chlamydia, and we also rabies vaccine. So these are the core vaccine. The canine coronavirus vaccine is not commonly practiced in Malaysia, but there are veterinarians. They also incorporate coronavirus vaccine into the dog, and this is different from the COVID-19. So feline coronavirus, there is, which is called the FIP, feline infectious peritonitis vaccine, there is, but this has not proven any effectiveness. But they still, after vaccination, they get the disease. So in the case of dogs, it has been well protected. So only in cat, even if they give the feline coronavirus FIP virus, they still get the disease. Now, COVID-19 vaccine research in laboratory animal models. These are the animal models which they are working on, particularly mink, parrot, and the mouse. And well, cats and dogs is quite common. So just to tell you what are the animals they're using for their in laboratory research. So pet safety against COVID-19. Keep the dogs indoor, don't have to free cats. Walk dogs on leash. Avoid public places, and do not put your mask on a pet or mask that could harm your pet, and do not leave or let your pet interact with people with COVID or with patients with COVID or outside any of the household. And there is no evidence, again I'm saying, that the virus can be spread to people from skin, fur or hair of pets. So do not wipe or bathe your dog with any chemical disinfectants. As usual, if any doubt, speak to your veterinarian. And if any questions are on the products of giving bath and cleaning, you can always speak to your veterinarian. The take-home message for you in this talk is get your pets vaccinated, read up on pet healthcare, dispose your gloves, face masks appropriately, and you should not be in contact with wild animals. Malaysian health professionals, particularly dental, medical, dental, veterinary, and pharmacists should work together on zoonosis. Currently, there are some collaboration on zoonotic diseases with Ministry of Health, Veterinary Department, Perhatian, as well with UPM. To avoid bushmeat or any wildlife trade, get your pet examined, avoid sleeping and kissing with pets. COVID patients should not be handling their pets. Veterinarians have very good knowledge on vaccination program on various species of animals because a lot of vaccines are being used on animals. You can say food producing animal as well food producing animal, companion animal, and recreational animals. For example, a lot of vaccines for horses, equine, vaccines for food animals like pigs, poultry, ducks, turkey. And there are also vaccines for companion animals like dogs and cats. and we still use the off-label vaccines also in zoo animals, particularly for canine distemper, feline distemper, and also for rabies and others. So all these, what I could to say, the veterinarian, field veterinarian or clinical veterinarians have got a very good knowledge, a good range, a good range of knowledge on the vaccination program that's been carried out in this country. These are some of the references we want to go through. With this note, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And these are some of the photos, taken when I was working in the zoo, in Zoo Negara, Kuala Lumpur or Ulu Klang. Thank you.